Hey everybody. Hey, before we jump into today's thoughts, let me just recognize that the music in the background is being played through Amazon Prime, and it's an album by one of my greatest buddies in life, Crispin Schroeder. YouTube has rejected a number of my videos because I always have music playing in the background, and it detects the music, and then since I don't have the rights to the music, it won't let me use the videos. But since it's super easy for me to get permission to use the music from my buddy Crispin, we're going to use his music so I can still sit out here and enjoy the tunes. So here's a thought for you. I've been getting this question a lot, and it's such a good question. It makes so much sense to me, but particularly in its most raw version, the question is, how do you actually continue to believe in God going through all this shit that you're going through? So that is assuming, the person who asks such a question, that's assuming that we still believe in God. And I do. Actually, though, you're going to have to just play with it how you want, because I will refer these days to God as the name God, but I'll also use universe or divine love or spirit or just love, whatever it might be, because I don't know. I don't have any idea. I don't have any idea what's holding this all together, but I believe there's an essence, and Jews would call that essence Yahweh, and Muslims would call that essence Allah. Buddhists would call it some form of enlightenment or nirvana. Christians call it God. Do what you want with it. But I do think that the question comes from a certain understanding of God and who God is and what God must be like. And I don't know that I share that understanding, because it's not a far reach for me to say I have this bullshit disease and God is still like good and beautiful and true and merciful and gracious and on my side, and God's here for it. And here's why I think that is. Number one, there's a popular thought that everything happens for a reason, and so that thought would bring certain things into understanding. Number one, there would need to be some type of orchestrating being that's causing things to happen, and then everything happens for a reason. It serves a purpose, or it would be fate or whatever it might be. But I actually don't believe that everything happens for a reason. I think there's just a lot of bullshit in life, and I think there's a lot of beauty in life. That's why I say it the way I say it. Life is absolutely beautiful, and life is a clusterfuck. And I don't think it all happens for a reason. I don't think God does it. I don't think any of that. It just happens, and it's called life. So there's nothing to blame a divine being for that. And then the second thing is, I hear this a lot, well, God never gives you more than you can handle. Listen, any God that decided that it was a good idea to give me ALS, that said God is a punk, like, if not an asshole. I don't know how else to say it. So I don't think God doesn't give us more than we can handle. I don't think God does this. I think life does this. Life is hard, and so life deals things out. I think that ultimately, life deals the cards, and we play the cards. And the invitation for a person of soul and a person of spirit would be to play that hand as best you can, and do it in cooperation with love. Do it in cooperation with God. Do it in cooperation with the universe, and see where it leads. To say God doesn't give us more than we can handle means that God's the one that's dishing it out. Why? I think life's dishing it out, and what I think God is dishing out is grace and mercy. That's what I think. I think God knows life's going to give you more than you can handle. So I'm going to invent this thing called grace. And grace is what I give you. And it enables you to do things that you didn't even know you were capable of. So it's really quite easy to continue for me to move in line with thinking in some way, shape, or form that there is a God. Ultimately, what I believe is that there's something that is holding all of this together and driving all of this somewhere beautiful, even more beautiful than what it is right now. And I think it's beautiful right now. So, and I think that could be divine love, Yahweh, Allah, enlightenment, universe, God, Spirit, Holy Spirit. It's driving us. It's with us. It's knitting everything together, and it's in this, whatever this is. It's in this that we live, and it's in this that we move. It's in this that we have our existence. It's really I don't know. I think it's a cool thing. It's kind of mystical, and it's a bit. It's not easy to put your finger on. It's not easy to figure out, and I love that. It's a mystery. So for you, as you go about your day, it's just I hope you recognize love present everywhere, holding you up, holding it together. Peace and love, grace, mercy to you. May you see beauty everywhere that you go. Love you. See you soon.